I'm Jess.
And I'm Eric.
And we are here to talk to you about my shoes, which are the Mizuno Wave Inspire 16s.
The Mizuno Wave Inspire 16 feature a Waveknit upper. These are a stability shoe and weigh in at 8.5 ounces for women's size 8 and feature a 12 millimeter drop from heel to toe. So Jess, why did you choose Mizuno's?
Yeah, okay, so a few years ago, and by few I mean probably like 8 years ago, I'd never been much of a runner, but I joined a 5K group, and I went to a store, Fleet Feet, and had them size me and fit me and tell me what my foot needed. And what they said was that I should get Mizuno's with the Wave plates because they're super stable and that's good for me. So I remembered that, and when we started walking and we didn't really have good shoes, the first thing I did was look up the new Mizuno's.
So I believe these shoes are offered in mesh and in knit. Why did you choose knit?
Yeah, so these came out, I want to say January this year, and I want to say it's the first time they've had the knit upper. And that's why I chose it, because it's new, and I've never had shoes with the knit upper. So I picked those, and plus they're really pretty. I love the color, I love the little embossed ridges on the side. I'm really happy with how it feels. I can't compare it to the mesh because I haven't put those on in this model particularly, but I really like it. The only drawback is that they're hot, and we've only had highs in the 60s and 70s so far. It hasn't even really gotten hot here yet, so I'm a little worried how they're going to fare into the summer months, but we'll see.
Yeah, and the color is actually called, what do we look up?
I want to say Snow White Ballerina?
Yeah.
Which is just so perfect. So the cool thing about these shoes is that they have this wave plate in them. And what that does is provides a lot of stability. So my feet kind of turn in a little, and I have some pain in my arches if I don't have really great shoes. And that's why they recommended Mizuno for me back in the day. And so that's why I got these. And they work brilliantly for me. They're really squishy when you step down into them. They have a lot of good comfort as far as I'm concerned, but they are still really firm and they keep my feet aligned.
Yeah, I think I was sort of surprised that you said they were really squishy because you see this big giant piece of plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic.
That's in here, but if I'm not sure if you can see that, but if I sort of squeeze this, the plastic even flexes a little. So, and they're actually really lightweight.
Oh, they're super lightweight. We said it was 8 ounces for a size
8.5 or 8.5 ounces for a size 8. I don't remember.
Something like that. Now these are a size 10.5, so they're going to weigh a little bit more. And while we're talking about shoe sizing, in my normal everyday I'm wearing these out shoes, I wear about a 9. So I ordered these shoes in a 9.5. and then returned them and got a 10.5, and then returned them and got a 10.5. So just keep that in mind if you're ordering Mizuno shoes and you've never worn them before, to go at least a full size, if not a size and a half up from your street shoes.
Okay, how many miles do you think you have on these shoes?
I've had these for almost exactly 3 weeks, and I think that we've put 50 miles on it, maybe a little more. Doing about 3 miles a day since then, and they've worn great for me, honestly. We were just looking at the wear patterns today, which I just find fascinating for some reason. There's not a lot of wear on them yet, obviously, but there is some right in the middle here, and we figure that means it's working, that it's aligning me to step in the center. I will say that when I started wearing these, the family pointed out that as I was walking, they could hear a clunk and another clunk, like with every step. Now, I don't feel that.
Yeah, and clearly, it never, the sound isn't what necessarily is what it feels like, right? And I think for me, like, that's one of the things that I found that I really like, and the shoes I really like are the ones that really have that sort of smooth
rock and
sort
glide.
Of roll from the heel to the toe. So I think that's awesome that it feels good, even though they sounded a little clunky. But I think sometimes just if it's got a harder rubber or any of that stuff,
I'm sure that the plastic in there and everything is going to kind of give it a more loud sound as you're stepping.
All right, so the big question I think is, would you recommend these to other folks?
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially if you're looking for a more stable shoe. But with that being said, I think they're just super comfortable. They're really plush around here, which I like. It's not what's common right now. You're seeing a lot of shoes with a very like almost thin sock heel. But I like that this holds me in and is really soft. They wear well, they feel good. Other than being a little hot, yeah, I absolutely recommend them. I think they're great shoes. They feel really sturdy to me and like they're gonna last and be good shoes.
So do you wish you would have gotten a mesh?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm not big on regrets anyway, so I tend to just like whatever I have, but I think these are really cool and I like the way they feel. One review that we watched said that the mesh is got more wiggle room and a little more space in there, and I kind of can't imagine that because I like the feel of the shoe being a little more fitted around my feet. That's personal preference probably, but and maybe I'll try the mesh one day, but I'm really happy with these.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so without us getting too enamored in the specs, one of the things that always comes up in lots of the shoe reviews and the tech specs is that heel to toe drop.
Yeah, so these have a 12 millimeter drop, which sounds huge to me.
Yeah, I think it's probably more common in the women's shoes. I know ASICS likes to do that. They have the women's shoes always, or some of them have a bigger drop than the men's shoes. I didn't look up the men's shoes in these.
Right, yeah, I don't know. I have heard that though, and I will say that I don't feel it or notice it. I do have a pair of shoes that has almost no drop that I wear, and not for walking, but just in general, and they do feel flatter to me than these, but these don't feel like I'm really lifted up in the heel or anything. So I don't know. However they magically do that, it feels normal.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so these are the Mizuno Wave Inspires in the Waveknit uppers, and I think they're great shoes, and after only 3 weeks, this is sort of a beginner review. I hope to review them again after a couple months and a lot more miles. If you enjoyed our video, please like it and subscribe to our channel.